Yeah, it was my first place. Really, everything was on. And I had said before, treat it like it's yours and it will be. And I'd always treated everybody's places like it was mine.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a different feeling when you know that the weight of the world is on your shoulders. It's all you. You're not just the chef there. You're the owner. So anything that happens in that restaurant, like I said, Brian does front, I do the back. But still, to this day, I look out for the front. He looks out for the back. If we see something wrong, we're not gonna sweep it on the rug. We're going to address it. And anything there that happens is a direct result of what we do. And I still think that day, if one of our servers does something, out of sorts, one of our cooks does something, I take it personal because I'm like, well, maybe I'm not training them properly.
Yes.
Maybe I haven't spent enough time with them, or maybe, and I've been told that's a bad thing to do, but I don't know. To me, it's just ingrained in me I take it personal. Like I need to fix this. This can't be, I need to take care of this. And, it was something where I took that on. It was a lot of weight on my shoulders. So when we first opened, I was definitely a lot more of a snappy, aggressive chef. Like I got my voice up. I yelled. I didn't do anything like inappropriate like I had seen in New York City, but I was definitely a really reactionary chef. I was snappy. I really was. And it took me a little time. One of my chefs, I had worked at Oak now and did lunches and dinners for 8 straight months. Did not take a single day off for 8 straight months. And my sous chef, Vinny, who I'd worked with at the Little Nell, came to be my chef de cuisine. He said to me, he's like, Steve, I think I'm going to go. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's been 8 months. You haven't been here a year. And he's like, you don't let me be the manager. You're not allowing me to do my job. And I was like, I'm sorry. I said, but he's like, you don't trust me. And so I was like,
he said,
right.
you don't trust me?
Yeah, because I didn't take a day. I refused to take a service off.
Yeah.
I refused. And he's like, you told me you wanted me to run this restaurant when you're not here, but you don't allow me. You don't allow me to be a manager. So I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. So the next week I said, I'm going to take a day off. I'm going to start taking one day off. So I took a dinner service off and I literally I came and sat across the street so he didn't see me. And I saw him expediting service. And I sat there on the bench and watched him. And he was such a cool cucumber. He wasn't running around. And the kitchen were working hard, but they weren't frazzled.
Yeah.
And I saw it. And that to me was a tremendous light bulb of, you know what? I don't have to do this all. I can have other people do this. But I watched him for a good 2 hours. And it was the most proud moment I've ever probably had in my life where I didn't have to do it.
How did your life change after that?
My life changed after that where I think I got a little lazy. It changed. Honestly, it changed after that where I did then see I can do other things.
Yes.
And I can get back to having this is an opportunity to have that balance. The reason why I came to Colorado.
Well, we're talking about work-life balance, but what I've found is that idea of balance extends beyond just work-life, but balance with everything in your life. And there's an extreme to everything in life, and we have to find that it's that yin and that yang, right? And you got to find that balance. And like you said, you felt like you got a little lazy, but at the same time, we put a lot of emphasis too on nobody's going to work harder for your business than you're going to work harder. So you have to set that example, but you can't be trapped in your business either, because then you can't get out to chase new opportunities. So there's that balance. A lot of people will say no, you got to get out of your restaurant. You got to go, you got to make it independent. But again, it's that balance. You got to have that right amount of face time where your presence is known because your presence is that's your culture, right? It's an extension of who you are and what your values are.
Definitely.
So if you leave, you take that with you. So there is that little that give and that tank. Do you want to reflect on that?
Absolutely. And also too with that, you can't, if you do everything yourself, there's big thing. People need to get paid, obviously, but they also need to feel like they're valued at the workplace. If you're doing everything and you're kind of undermining them and you're just like, you know what, you didn't cut that right. I'll do it. I'll do it. I can do this in half the amount of time. I'll do this.
Yeah.
That's not good for anybody.
Yep.
It's not good for my time. It's not good for having them grow. And I'm just going to be stuck and chained to the cutting board for the rest of my life.
And I think the last part of this we have to pull out is saying that, that balance too comes with, or we talked about showing people that you care, but you got to extend trust before you get trust. And your people didn't feel like you trusted them. So how are they going to trust you? And they're going to leave. They're going to go other places. So you got to extend that trust. You got to give people that freedom to do what it is that you hired them to do, or else, you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot.